everywhere in the world, but there's also a lot of talkers in Armenia that just talk. This video is all going to be about what are we going to do about it today, right now. So keep listening. How does this how does this not drive you crazy? How does this not not make you pick up something and throw it at the computer, or throw it at the PC, or throw your phone out? How does this make you okay? And how does this not make you just wage war against our enemies? Shout out to Zardan for doing this, but they already know. Like, it's so messed up that we already know what they're gonna do with these artifacts. What the Turks and Azeris are gonna do with the artifacts, all the artifacts that we have here. We already know they're gonna erase them, so we're taking them to a safer place. How did we even get here? Like, how did we even get here? Where we already know they're gonna they're gonna erase it. They're gonna erase this historical, stuff, and we're gonna allow them to. And how does this not get your blood to boil? We've been sleeping, we've been dormant, but I think this is the sign before we surrender completely Artsakh and Berzor and just mess that up. I think this is the time for all of us to wake up, to use this as energy, and to turn this negative energy that this is getting us. Then they wanted to turn it. I don't know if I had it here. They wanted to turn this into they wanted to turn one of these churches into a mosque. So we have to use that energy and turn it into action. Okay, this is all the video is going to be about for today. And please bear with me. There is a lot of talkers everywhere in the world, but there's also a lot of talkers in Armenia that just talk. This video is all going to be about what are we going to do about it today, right now. So keep listening. Hey guys, what's going on? Arman here. It's 4:36 a.m. in the morning here in Spain. And I just, it consumes me. I cannot sleep. Based on what's going on in Armenia, they're giving up a couple of cities, the Berzor corridor and all that stuff. So I wanted to show you some of the things that I'm looking at. And then we're going to go over what are we going to do about it. Because I just want to stress this. There's a lot of talkers in the current sphere of Armenia and of Armenians, people talking about Armenia, outsiders, but there's a very few doers. Like, I'm tired of seeing the same people that people listen to, Armenians listen to, talking about politics all the time. Well, Azerbaijan should be doing this and Armenia should be doing this. Yeah. They're talking theory all day, sitting in plateaus and in news sites, like talking theory, or Azerbaijan should do this, or Turkey should do this, and it's like, how many years have you been doing that? Like, what's your achievements? Are you good? Is that your career, just to talk about it for the rest of your life? Because awareness is important, but it gets you up to a certain point, and I think we're done. We're way past the awareness stage. Everybody knows what's going on. Like, everybody knows. Even the United States knows what's going on. You're Armenian. Your non-Armenian friends know what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on. Like, we know. Like, we don't need to hear another political person say, "Oh, we should do this," or We don't even need the video, one more video like I'm doing now. We don't need another video. We don't need another tweet. We need actual action that's gonna either punish Azerbaijan for what's doing. We had two Armenian soldiers killed. This is 11 hours ago. There's been confirmed from different sources. I just want you to picture two soldiers killed, two probably young Armenian soldiers killed, two kids, two guys that could have raised a family, could have done so much for our nation, killed. Um, and it's just another day. Well, this stops when we all stop, allowing this. That's it. I'm just so tired. I see so many people just speaking and speaking and speaking, and and what also drives me crazy is that there's some Armenians, they're not even speaking about this. They're like just going their merry way. We are gonna lose. We are gonna lose. I want to show you the map. There is a map. There is a map circulating. We're gonna lose a map. We're gonna lose Artsakh, 120,000 people. They're going to be deported. The cultural heritage is going to be erased. Okay. Uh, they're going to turn this church, this Armenian church, a mosque. They're going to erase any presence of Armenian history and culture. Like, first of all, how are we allowing this to happen? There's so many things wrong. And I'm going to have specific action steps for all of us here. But even Armenians are not talking about this. Armenians are not acting about it. I'm very let down, honestly, that people are like, let's move on. Let's move on for what? 120,000 Artsakh. This is what gets Armenia to tell Azerbaijan that they get to keep Artsakh. Artsakh is its own thing. There's so many things wrong with it. There's so many people letting down Armenia left and right. Either they're not doing anything, or they think but by just tweeting out, it's gonna work. It's gonna do something. And there's just some people who honestly they think that what they're doing is enough. And they just don't know better. So I'm gonna leave those people, just you guys, to watch. But it's not enough. It's not enough what I'm doing. It's not enough what a lot of the people are doing. I could count with the hands, like with the fingers in my hand, that people are actually pushing really hard for Armenian Artsakh right now. So I want all of you guys just to reflect here and think about what are you gonna do to make an impact, to make a solid impact. With that said, okay, I want to go into action mode. Okay, I want to go into action mode. But I have to stay here for a second. How are you gonna allow? There is 80 or 90% of Armenians right now are posting everything but Artsakh, and living or just not telling anyone about it. And if Artsakh goes away, the next is Armenia, Sunni region. The next is there's nothing left. Armenia becomes Turkish province, almost and I don't know how people can live with themselves. You can see I'm just getting agitated right now. So we need a massive action. That's the recap. We need a massive action. Shout out to the people are able to get, shout out to Armenian Report. They're able to get information from actually the source, and people are tricking, Azeris, they're doing such a great job at, tricking the word, twisting things on their cause, but shout out to some of the media outlets here that actually show what's really going on. and what can we do about it, right? So number one is here, right? This post, I don't know if this was a video or not. Yeah, it is. But it says, I think this is the great first step. Write an email, so it says, American Armenian living in Agavno, you're just all Armenians to put pressure on diaspora institutions. That's true. Like, we have gotten also confident and comfortable with what's being done, which is pretty much not a lot. And we need to put pressure on these people, on these organizations that again have millions, during war had millions, and very few actually did a lot. Some of them pocketed, some new charities pocketed the money for themselves, etc., etc. But this is step number one. Step number one is these organizations. I'm gonna go now then go to a story by Roberto Rocian. And you're gonna have phone numbers to call these people. I'm gonna leave emails below to email them. After this video is done, I'm gonna email these people. I'm gonna pick the emails of all these organizations and I'm gonna email them. And this is I have hope, because what happened in Sri Lanka was that a few people ended up, just getting the current government out. And it's the power of the people. It's the power of all of us with one point of focus. I think there is just very simple next steps. One is using all these Armenian organizations and tell them, hey man, like it's time to act. Put up or shut up. You know, um, we are gonna see. I just want to throw this out there for history's sake. We're gonna see who does things and who shuts up during this period. And that's gonna be that's gonna be how we're gonna support you in the future or not. This is the time where great organizations like All for Armenia rise, and they want to help and be at the borders, and send heating to Artsakh when Azer is cut off. Those are the times when those organizations rise, and then the traditional dinosaurs that cannot even don't know even how to uh, send an Instagram DM, don't know how to even engage with the younger population of Armenians that care, get lost. Those organizations and get lost, in time. And so anyway, this is action number one. Okay. Um, I'm actually gonna do it easier, make it easier for you guys. I'm gonna have the information of these organizations. I could actually even put like a template email, like just making it easier for you guys. And again, we're gonna go to. You can even have the phone numbers, call them. Like just if you're a diasporan, like let's say you're not in the U.S. Some of these organizations are in the U.S. So it's okay. You can email them. You can send them a contact form, email request, etc., etc. So that is action number one. Okay, that is action number one. Let me just go ahead and show you the story. Um, or actually, I'll just put it below. We're gonna have the phone numbers of all these organizations. It's just hilarious. So let me just give me a second here. Here it is. So how are we helping ourselves? Like again, like we can talk about all these international organizations, but again, how we've had like it's crazy. Like it truly is crazy that we have organizations with cumulative billions, tens of billions, I would even say, and we have stuff like this happen. And I think they're just focused more on self-preservation more than preservation of our Armenian nation. Hey, as long as they have their assets and everyone is paid, everyone in management is paid, and nobody, everyone is comfortable and fat, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing, and that's it. instead of instead of helping. And if this is not true, what I'm saying, prove it to us. Like, prove it. I mean, please prove it. But anyway, you have, again, it's just, yeah. Let's 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 stop the freaking death of new soldiers. So anyway, you guys have the numbers here. You can pause the video, call these people, tell them what's up. How many do you really think? How many Armenians? There's like 10 million Armenians right now. I think I think if I had an estimate, I would say I don't know, like 80 to 90% of Armenians like don't care. They want to move on, and that's so that's so tragic. That's horrible. That's horrible. And we're gonna fix that. We're gonna work on make that better. There is lots of hope. There's amazing people um, that are doers that do a lot of things for Armenia. So there is hope. But this is crazy. So again, you have these phone numbers here. I'm gonna go to my next point. Okay. And again, I was just talking about this. Like, Armenia's human rights defender. Azerbaijan's actions are gross violations of principles of international law. No shit, Sherlock. No shit, Sherlock. Like, and by the way, I just want to go back a little bit. I have business. It's called Armenia. Actually, a couple businesses. I should be focusing on my business right now. That's the smart economical thing for me to do right now. Um, but I consider myself a patriot. I just cannot even sleep. I have this anxiety, whatever you call it, inside of me. That's like, like, what am I really doing? Even though, you know, pushing every day, like, is this having any impact? But this talking has to be gone. I don't know how we're gonna do it, guys. Like, but we have to create a system where we label talkers and doers in Armenia and for the Armenian cause. Like, yeah, I just want to have, because I don't want to hear anything coming from a talker. Like, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear it. You've done, like, it's okay, great. Just keep talking. That's what you do. Keep talking. I'm not interested in hearing you. So all you do is talk. However, if you manage to raise funds um, for the military in Armenia during the war, you keep engaging. You help, the youth with in Armenia, American Armenians in the States with drug stuff, so they can help and recover. Like, like Robert here. Like, I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna try to execute as much as I can on what you're doing. But I'm not gonna. I have zero respect for the talkers right now. I have zero respect for them. And if you want to keep having zero respect for me and people like me that can do something about it, you just keep talking, because you're not gonna get anywhere. Um, but here's my second point. Here's my second action. Your action number is just call all these people, okay? But my second action for you guys is, just like Artsakh is declaring war, sorry, Azerbaijan is declaring war to Armenians. Turkey and Azerbaijan, let's say, are declaring war to. Let me just stop this. Just like Turkey and Azerbaijan are declaring war to Armenia, our biggest asset, everyone talks about it. Our biggest asset is our diaspora. We should declare war on Azerbaijan. We should declare war on Turkey, just like that. So right now, there is two types of soldiers. Okay, in my mind, there is the Armenian soldier in the front. Okay, there is also soldiers that help bring people back to Armenia. They build walls inside of Armenia. That's also amazing. There's different types like that. But people in the diaspora, you're more than likely, there you have two options. Either you do like some amazing Armenians, you go back, you relocate to Armenia, you start just living in the border, defending, great. Or if that's not what you're gonna do, another thing that we all can do is again declare war to Azerbaijan and Turkey. How are you gonna do that? Well, very simple. Until this stops, until this attack on Armenia's Artsakh, Armenia, the Armenian nation stops, which I don't think is going to stop. They're programming teaching their kids to hate us when we don't. Until this stops, which I don't think is going to stop, we're declaring war on Azerbaijan and Turkey. And what we're going to do is the following. I'm going to tell you right now. So, very simple. What's their economy based off? Okay, I can tell you very quickly. Oil, obviously, for Azerbaijan. You know who buys the oil? You know who buys and is invested in the Azeri oil? Let me just get that for you. Just give me a second. Okay, let me show you here. So, Azerbaijan oil and gas upstream market, growth trends, impact, whatever. Okay, you see these logos here? This is kind of the recapped version. I love it. But anyway, you scroll down, you'll have, I mean, you can just Google this. Google this, you'll find it. I don't need to drop this on the description. But basically, if I just do this, if it was BP, so let me see. There you go, BP. So BP is in a joint venture with the state. Okay, just that's one company. There you go. The country has planned exploration, potentially tap into more than 5 million barrels. Okay, BP are expected to drill 4 exploration wells. So BP is helping. Okay, BP has invested 6 billion in Azeri Central East project offshore. Okay, so now you have a company. Remember BP. Okay, Total and Chevron, they're also involved. But you just have to do this. Chevron, BP, Equinor, Total, Chevron invest in the oil and gas exploration and production of the country. Okay, and then of course sell it. Right? There's all these companies here, some Turkish companies, which is very interesting. But by the way, if you join my mailing list, you're gonna get one action for Armenia every day. And in one of them, I'm gonna explain. I explained this in depth. But here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna declare war to Azerbaijan and Turkey. And the way you're gonna declare war is by stop buying from these oil providers, petroleum providers. Okay, that's one. But what else is Turkey and Azerbaijan involved in? I will probably make a deeper video about this because I am personally declaring war on you, Turkey and Azerbaijan. You thought that's all of us. By the way, this is a message to you guys. I know you're going to eventually watch this. You thought that we're just going to sit there and do nothing and let you guys exterminate us? Like, first of all, you failed on that. And, when you kill someone, you should completely kill them, kill all of us, but you haven't done that in the genocide. So you lost. Then you lost the second time with not taking the full Azerbaijan and we're Artsakh, and we're not going to let you. And you thought we're not going to do anything. So I'm coming for you guys. Just so you know, Azeris, Turks, I'm coming for you guys. And I want everyone that's a true Armenian patriot to come after you guys too. And you're going to regret doing what you've been doing. Thinking that you can, like a bully, thinking you can get away with whatever you want. We're going to come after you. Anyway, what we're going to do when we declare war, the day you decide to declare war on Turkey and Azerbaijan, here's what I want you to do. All these oil companies, stop buying from. Obviously, that's most kind of people we have already done it in the war. Some forgot, but now what you're gonna do that's actually gonna cripple these countries is share it with your close inner circle. Share it with your with your following. Share it with the people that you have trust with. So if we had I don't know, like again, 10 million Armenians. We had 10 million Armenians, and we had like, I don't know, like over the course of our lifetime, we would have come across, let's say, 100 people only. So 100 people, that's a billion people. That's a billion, right? So I think that's a billion people. Let me just do the math real quick. This is hilarious. Give me a second. Don't laugh at me, guys. I just had to make sure I didn't want to say something stupid. But yeah, so that's a billion people. That's 1/7, 1/8 of the whole population that are going to be indoctrinated to not consume, to not engage, to not. It's almost like if we had social media in 1940, in the 40s, where there was a Nazi Germany and there was a Nazi regime. Why would you buy from the Nazi regime? And the whole world was convincing everybody to sabotage Germany, Nazi Germany. Well, that's basically it. There's a freaking Nazi regime, the Turkish and Azeri regime. We just need to convince the rest of the world of what we already know and see. So we're gonna get them to stop. Everyone in our circle, in our following, the way we're gonna get back at them. Apart from what I said at the beginning, which is reaching out to our current power base of people that Armenian organizations, the second way is going to be to a counterattack. The best defense is great attack, right? So you're going to tell your friends, hey, BP has its hands full of blood. Hey, Chevron has its hands full of blood. Don't buy from them. Maybe even go and put something, put a small thing, and then take a picture of it, saying, "Hey, BP is responsible for." They're indirectly responsible. Why are you funding a? Why is the EU funding? Of course, they want to get away from Russian oil. They're strategically creating a partnership with Azerbaijan. But if they had enough pressure, enough press pressure, they would pull out of that. If every European knew in their mind that Azerbaijan is if they had this association, everyone, including the parliamentarians, if they knew that Azerbaijan was a Nazi regime, they probably wouldn't have done the deal, or they would have dropped the deal after. That's what we're trying to get there. So anyway, this is number one, attacking them economically. And then number two, I'm gonna have another video, so look for it, subscribe, follow. But I'm gonna have another video with, hey, what are Turkey's exports? What are Turkey's biggest exports? I know it's probably dried fruits and stuff like that. There's probably some more. That I'm very non-educated in that space, but yeah, I'm very non-educated. But I know that, for example, here in Spain, some of the dried fruits come from Turkey. Like, everybody needs to be aware that we need to kill their international exports. We need to kill their international exports. That's what we have to do. So whatever they produce, we have to kill it. And I know we have the power to do it. We've just been sleeping. This is why I'm hopeful. We've been sleeping. I see people that I love. Even, listen, we have bigger things to take care of. You have a family to take care of. You have a job. You don't want to speak up because you're afraid of your kids. You want to speak out because you're afraid of uh, of of your family. But what if you were the only Armenians left after 100 years? I mean, you're doing a disservice to your nation. You're doing a disservice to your kids, to the future, by not fighting back, by not declaring war on these people. I don't know if we can call them people, but so those are my two actions for today that I'm gonna work on. So we have to have a support system for everybody that wants to spread the message. That's one thing that we don't have. I'm gonna wrap up with this, but if someone that's Armenian or not Armenian that really cares about what's going on, they don't have a support system to go ahead, and they don't have materials basically, or support to go ahead and say, hey, this is what Azerbaijan is doing. This is the products that, this is the companies that are associated with it. This is what they export. So if you're actually going and filling your gas with BP, this is what you're supporting. There is no really videos like that, and that is actually not talking. That's actually doing. When you create a piece that informs Armenians and non-Armenians, and you send it to people that are in power and regular people, and you decide to change that video, change patterns that uh, help with the demise of this genocidal nation that is Azerbaijan and Turkey, then you're doing something about it. It's one thing to just sit there and ponder and say, oh, things should be like this, and spend 50 years of your life just saying that, or just complaining that, oh, Armenians, they don't, we're all like, I hate that too. Hey, they know all the answers, they know how to fix it, but apart from taking care of their family, they're not doing anything else. And it's like, why are you keeping this to yourself? Why, again, well, this is, I know some other people, like, why are you keeping all this amazing insights to yourself, and not passing them down to the rest of the people? Like, there are some people that know how to build a stronger nation, and educate them, and do it, but they're just, hey, trying to fly under the radar, trying to just provide for my family, blah blah blah. Listen, your family is also your nation. Your family is also your nation, because if your nation, if you have daughters, let me just bring you a very clear example. Again, we had 5,000 boys die. I think there's probably more by now. But if you're having a kid now, if you've had a kid, your kid is going to suffer the consequences of your inaction, because they're not, maybe it was fate that, one of the soldiers was meant to be married with one of your kids. So all of a sudden, everything is coming back. Like the inaction is it's gonna hurt a lot of people with kids. The inaction for Armenia, the the non-caring for Armenia is gonna hurt a lot of people with kids and people without kids. It's like, anyway, I think I talked enough. I think you guys get my point. Um, just keep this image close. Like, what if this video ended, and out of the 100 people watching, 1,000 people watching, I know probably 1% of those are going to be like, okay, let me do something about it. They're going to pick up the phone, they're going to call and say, what's up? What are we doing about this situation in Artsakh? 1% of the people are going to be like, hey, let me email them. Let me see what's going on with them. Let me see what are they doing. 1% of the people are going to pick up the phone, and make a story and say, this is what Artsakh is doing. These are some of the daily products that you consume that are probably from Azerbaijan or Turkey, and you should stop buying them to not encourage this behavior. And if we all did that, like if we all did that, even if 100,000 of us did that, everything would be so much different. But that's my message for today. And I want to make it easier for everyone here. I'm gonna leave my email list in that emailing list. When you subscribe, you're gonna get one thing you can do for Armenia every day. If you do one thing for Armenia every day for 365 days, you're gonna feel so much amazing yourself, and you're gonna do so much for Armenia. It's gonna be crazy. Like, imagine. Anyway, sign up if you want that. That's one of my focuses. There's lots of things that I'm planning to do for Armenia. that's one of my focuses. I want to be able to. Uh, People want to help, but people don't know like, hey, what should I actually do that's going to have the impact? So you're going to have daily suggestions on what you can do, what you can get informed on, and help and push. So anyway, that's going to be below. It's also going to be the information to reach out to these companies. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My name is Arman. Um, Looking forward to your comments. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Glory to Armenia.